I'm looking for a camping spot. This one looks fine, except the fact that it's a paradise for bears. I'm beginning the backpacking trip in Parang Mountains. The weather is beautiful. I arrived somewhat late, so I hope to get in daylight to the camping spot, Lake Gălcescu. There was an accident on the road again, so I stayed in a traffic jam. Then on the Transalpina road, people were driving slowly with 50-60 kilometers per hour, checking out the views, but I was trying to arrive as soon as possible. Right at the beginning, a cute little road. Can you believe it? Some people are driving here. From what I see, we can acknowledge the first time I got lost. I'll show you soon that it's not obvious. I came only a minute this way and I noticed no more markings. By the way, it's a wide road and the other one as well. It's not clear which way. The general direction is to the left, but the turn could be a little more ahead. I have a marking next to me, then I have no idea. Yeah, I should have come just a few seconds this way. This is the right way, we are slowly descending, so it's a pleasant walk in the forest. I took a 5-minute break after an hour of walking. I still have a lot to go. I expect around 5 to 6 hours for today. And I feel quite strongly that I have slept just a little. Hopefully I'll get better, because like this it's really exhausting. After an hour and 20 minutes I'm getting out of the forest and there are some buildings here. I was pretty surprised to find a house here. I had my first encounter with dogs, which is my favorite part. This time it was only a puppy protecting the house, but soon I have to go near a sheepfold. I can't wait. I will need around 2 hours to get to Huluzu Saddle, from where I have to descend to a private hut on a newly marked trail. The route for the first day is quite complicated again, because I'm alone and I have to get back to the car at the end of the 4th day. So I'm getting to the ridge on a detour. Cold weather and continuous wind is typical for Parang Mountains, which can be already felt, even if the weather is superb. I arrived to the saddle and a wonderful view has opened up to me. There we can see the Transalpina road, and if I'm not mistaken, that's Peak Mohoru, and a little bit to the left, Peak Jezer, from which we're already close to Transalpina. I will have to climb on a valley we don't see to a lake we don't see. But for that, first I need to descend here somewhere on that blue cross marking. I would have liked to stay more, but after a minute I left because I'm short on time and I wouldn't want to wander around in the dark because I'm not familiar with this area. I'll have time to rest during the night. Looks like I'm lucky, the dogs and the sheep are not at home. Hopefully we won't intersect somewhere else. We can tick off the second time for today when I got lost. I went one valley to the right, but I think here the two would have come together again, so there wouldn't have been a problem. And what a miracle! I met an ATV coming from the other direction. But at least the guy was nice and asked me if he can get back to Petroșani this way. Well, over the mountain, yes. From the saddle I got to the junction in about an hour. From here I will continue to climb on the valley of the Lotru River, which springs from Lake Gălcescu, my objective for today. Let's see if I can make it. I have 2.5 hours left in daylight. Perhaps that's where I have to get, which is kinda sad, because it looks pretty far. According to the sign, there are still 2.5 hours to the lake, and I only have 1.5 in daylight. So, the plan is to find a camping spot somewhere sooner, but not here, because you can get here even with a car. I hope to find a spot a little bit further up. Let's say I go half an hour, then I pick the first place where I can camp comfortably. This spot looks fine, except the fact that it's a paradise for bears. Maybe I'll come back here, but first I go 15 more minutes to see if I can find a better place. If not, I come back. I have about an hour in daylight. Well, I'd have to go over the tree, traverse the river, then climb up there, and I'm not in the mood of doing that. So I check out how good this place is. After looking for long, I have found a camping spot for today, next to the trail, advantages and disadvantages, but I couldn't find anything better. I pitched my tent and I soon get the things inside, but because I didn't manage to climb all the way up and we are in the forest, I wouldn't want to be visited by Mr. Bear during the night, so I will move at least 50 meters away, eat there and leave the food there. That's one of the reasons why I don't like camping below the tree line, but this year the number of bears has grown significantly, so I have to take special care. Good morning. I didn't have any unexpected visitors during the night. Let's see if I still have food. Actually, no hikers passed by, so I was alone the whole night with the sounds of nature. Usually I sleep with earplugs, but this time because I slept in the forest, I didn't put them in to hear better what's happening around me. And looks like I still have food. Normally I should have tied it with a rope to a certain distance from the road and from the tree, so the bear cannot reach it, but because I don't have any rope, I was happy with the version of my food being eaten instead of me. Everything is the way I left it. This camping spot wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either. If I slept right next to the door, there were no problems. But as soon as I strayed away a few centimeters from the right path, I rolled inside the bottomless pit. Next, I filter some water, I'll eat some breakfast, then leave. I camped near this sign. I estimated 1.5 hours to the lake, but it looks like there are 2. It was a good decision to camp there, because here we have a dense forest and the trail is not very clear, so with a headlamp it wouldn't have been cool here. We get out of the forest when we have 1.5 hours to the lake. Here you may be able to pitch the tent, but there are no water sources nearby. The Parang Mountains are located between Făgăraș and Retezat Mountains, but some consider its character to be also a combination of the two. I tend to agree, because like Făgăraș Mountains, it has a big, wavy, rocky but green ridge, but like Retezat, we have lots of glacier lakes and junipers. Nice view, 100 more years, and we'll learn this as well. In any case, it was a good decision to ascend in daylight to see properly this view, because it's really unique and beautiful. On terrain like this, it's unpleasant to have something tied to your pack, a little improvisation, so it doesn't stick out to the side. Now I can really feel the effects of the quarantine, the additional weight, including the one on my back, the altitude, the steep trail, and that in the meanwhile I have to slalom between the junipers. got to the lake in less than 2 hours. It's time to pitch the tent. Then let's see for what else we'll have time today. Besides 1000 meters of climbing, we also have to descend 400. At the end of the route there are some steeper portions as well. So the physical difficulty is 6.5 vampire teeth. The terrain is easy, the steep climb between the junipers being the only problematic portion, so the technical difficulty is 2 vampire teeth. The view from Huluzu Saddle and the ascent to the lake are the most spectacular parts of the route, and the lake itself is of course also in a magnificent spot. Because of that, the satisfaction factor of the hike is 6.5 vampire teeth.